it's me. Adam, if you don't mind, I would like to copy one word that you mentioned just now. This is a crazy guy. He's holding all these kind of funny posts, and these posts are actually all volunteer. No single cent is paid. No single cent is paid. So maybe if Adam is right, I'm being too crazy. Just now Vivek talking to me, you know, why are you holding so many posts? Sometimes in business, we just couldn't reject it. Early stage of my involvement with the NGO, mostly non-governmental, but in the later part, I started to get involved in some of the governmental projects. For example, you know, I was involved with the Prime Minister's office, I was involved with the local government, and of course, Kujadi, Puspatri is a training center for the Johor labour workforce, and of course HRDF. Just now, Dr. Siti also mentioned to me about the HRDF. Yeah, we were chatting about that matters. So these are all not paid, but it's a good learning curve. We had a chat yesterday during the rehearsal. We were talking about what is next after UUM. Some shared with me, they say they want to continue their study, they want to go for higher learning, they want to go for more specialization in their area of study. But some, they say they simply want to go for work because they have been spending their mama money for so many years. They feel guilty conscious. It's time for me to stand on my own, they say. Well, I think that is good, you know. Or some beg to differ because they say, I've already found my Mr. Right in UUM, or Miss Charming Right. Well, by all means, why not? Since you already got one, go ahead. But most interestingly, and very surprised, quite a big numbers, they told me they wanted to be, yes, to be an entrepreneur, just like Mark. So they asked me many questions. To be an entrepreneur, what are the basic prerequisites that I need to have? Perhaps, you know, throughout my experience in my own business for more than 20 years in the manufacturing line, and my involvement with many SMEs, perhaps these are the key words, the key prerequisite that an individual wanted to be an entrepreneur. We have to make sure that we are aspiring, wanted to be somebody. You know, just like Dean just now, are you still around? Yes, Dean selling 800 cups per day. Well, aspired. And of course, he already set his goal very clear, very well, and what he want to do, what he want to get. And he is hardworking, of course, I guess, you know, standing alone, selling at the Pasar Malam, as you mentioned, and passionate, you know, because in business, sometimes we are facing with many kind of funny things that you will never know what is going to happen next. You see, just saw someone sitting next to me. He saw me in and out. I say I'm solving my office problem. You know, luckily with the IT, with the handphone, I can still remotely control my office. I met a friend some time back, a few years ago. I remember this young chap, I think about 30 years old. We were sitting there together at the mama store. You know, sometimes when I want to unwind myself, I never go for a drink, but rather I sit at the mama store watching my favorite team, Liverpool. You know who else is supporting Liverpool nowadays? You know, he has disappointed us for so many years, got nothing. You know, so suddenly when I sit there alone, suddenly I saw someone is so excited when the Liverpool scored a goal. I said, this must be my good friend, good buddy. You know, I approached him. Because over there, when even the Liverpool scored the goal, we just keep quiet with him. They're not to shout, you know. Because with the MU people, Chelsea people around, you better don't do anything. Yes. So I noticed this guy, you know, I tried to approach him. Oh, true enough, he's one of the Liverpool fans. I chat with him, but looking at his attire, it was very apparent that, you know, he just came back from work. That was already nearly midnight. Just came back from work, you know. Then I had to chat with him. I came to know that he is a graphic designer, owned an advertising company, and just finished off his work, installing a signboard with the company. Wow, midnight. Then we chat a lot, and then he know my background. I share a lot with him. So he told me that even at midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., he need to go and inspect those banners, those bunting that installed along the street. Remember the lamppost? You need to go and check on these people that are working. I can see he's working very hard. So after that incident, we tend to have many chat again, but most of the time it's during the midnight. Only he is free. So I can see from that young gentleman, the youngsters, that he's so hardworking. And after some years, I was busy with so many NGOs, as you know, and he himself was also very busy. And one day, afternoon, he called me again. He asked me for kopi again. I said, how come not midnight? Why daytime? Then I went to the, to the cafe. We had a chat. Now I realized that his business is already booming and a better business right now. He has gained many projects from the government, from the developer, from the bankers, from the telco company. From there, it is justified. An entrepreneur, we need to be hardworking. You see, it is paid off. Now he told me he's no longer having tea tarik at the mama store anymore at midnight. He don't need to do that anymore. Yes, so from here we can see the commitment, the hard work that we are required to be a better entrepreneurs. Next is the choice of trade. Someone also asked me what is the best business for me to venture if I wanted to get myself serious as an entrepreneur. So they are even bored, asked me what kind of business that can help me to make fast money. Fast money, Then can we make fast money in business? Quick money, easy money, do not need to work so much. To me, personally, I always feel that for an entrepreneur, yes, we may wanted to make quick money, fast money, or big money, but to me, I always believe that the trade that you are familiar with is the best choice that you should pick up. Something within your knowledge, within your skill, and best of it, if possible, you must look at your own capability and capacities. For example, I have an accountant's friend who is doing the audit for his customer. He is also nearly about 30 years old. He audited one company, cafe, maybe just like Dean, a very good business. In Dean business, normally we collect cash, right? For my manufacturing, normally we are selling on credit, 30 days, 60 days, or even 90 days. So when it comes to 90 days, sometimes they will track another 30 days. It is actually quite tough for the cash flow. But for this accountant friends of mine, who is doing the audit for that company, he told me that cafe can make quite good money. So he said he wanted to set up another firm also, NL Cafe also. But I say, being an accountant, you want to go for the cafe business, I think it may be quite dangerous. He said, no mind, he can do, engage somebody to run for him. True enough, he's so lucky. He got a chef to run the business for him. But he was very busy with his own accounting firm. He got no time to monitor, to go and check on the business. 2 years later, close shop. Why? Because he need to depend on someone to run the business for him, which I think as a beginner, as a new entrepreneur, it can be very risky. You may be a very good explorer, you wanted to take risks, but the risks come with the price. So be careful on that. If you are able to do within your own means, you eliminate a lot of unnecessary resources or expenses. So take that in your mind. Next, many SME always come to me, they say I have many challenges in my SME business. These are the common ones. Money. We need money, of course, management. The most common one. We need money to pay rent, to pay our staff salary, to pay the utilities, many things. To buy the raw material. SME are good in running the business, but when it comes to marketing, this is the weakest part. Not good. And worse is, they do not have the management skill to make sure the continuity on the business. So these are the usual problems that faced by the SME. Among those, the worst is the financial, the funding, and of course the money. Why? When you go to the banks, go to the commercial bank, I remember 20 years ago, I have to keep looking at my body, my size, I have to keep my mustache to make myself look mature, so that the bankers will talk to me. But they still don't talk to me. They say, Mr. Teh, I think your business is not suitable to our bank. That was the rejection. I also received that. So I have to make myself look mature, but somehow these bankers look at us very small, very new, very young. Normally they are not interested in our business. But, however, you are not alone. We have the government. The government is always encourage entrepreneurship. Why? So the reason is very simple. Because we know many graduates, after graduated, maybe some may not get job. So the government also realized that. So they wanted to encourage entrepreneurship because by encouraging the graduate to be an entrepreneur, in a way, directly or indirectly, they will help the government, they will help our country to soften the employment issue. For example, an SME company may engage 5 or even 10 employees. That directly already help the government to solve the 5 manpower issue. So the government always come up with the various kind of SME financial packages. You are not alone. That's why I say these are the packages that make available. The Young Entrepreneur Fund. This is made available by the SME Bank for those that age below 30 years old. Maximum loan is 100,000 with the interesting, very attractive interest rate, 4%. And the GEF, Graduate Entrepreneur Fund, which is also good. This can go up to 500,000. So microfinancing, perhaps, for Dean at the initial stage for your business, that microfinancing may be good because the maximum loan for this is only 50,000. And Teh Kun, and of course the seed, Teh Kun is for the Mumitra, and the seed is for our Indian friends. And women entrepreneurship. They say they want to encourage a woman to get involved in the business. They don't want after graduated, take care of the baby only. They know you have a lot to share, to contribute to the country. And the most recent one, it is only 2 years old, is a Kojadi. Kojadi, I play a very big role inside because I'm one of the approval committee. We have 7 approval committee. So in the event you may apply for this loan, so approval, I will be one of the person who signed the approval. Okay? So if you wish to know more about these financial packages that make available by the government to the young entrepreneur, to the new entrepreneur, to the new SME, these are the areas that we can actually capitalize on. Failure in getting the funding, very simple. Because we do not have a good track record, we are unable to show a beautiful accounting. We are not creative like some of the accounting students here. Creative accounting, so to say. And normally the bank will reject us. But on the other hand, if you look at the financial packages that make available by the government to the SME, they are not only looking into that. They are rather more on the potential. The potential. Of course, we have to learn how to present a good business plan. I guess UUM will guide you on that part. So these are the areas that as an SME, as a young entrepreneur, we have to take note on that so that we don't want to fall into this category of not getting the fund approved. So I'm coming to the end. I want to borrow another word from Dean, never regret. No regret. Because to me, being a man especially, I always tell my SME friend, or even some of the graduates, try to be an entrepreneur one time at least. Maybe you may fail in the first attempt. Second attempt is still okay because you're still young. So if you don't have the money, if you cannot get the funding from the government, go back to your papa and mama bank once more. Tell them, when I make the money, I'll return you back in double. If not, then you can go to the bank, to the government for the additional fundings. I think with that, I end my sharing here. I hope you guys will gain something from me. Thank you very much. Thank you.